Come with me to 2K Community Day in Springfield, Massachusetts. So obviously, I've got to get a plane there. As I usually do, I thought I'd start my day with coffee. And my name's Cara now. Let's look at the plane. Obviously, I've got to go to Washington first. Loads of leg room. Shout out 2K for that. Ended up sitting next to Tom, unfortunately. We had a really short layover before we got our second and final plane. And after some sleep, we were at the Basketball Hall of Fame. Immediately upon arrival, you're surrounded by Hall of Famers memorabilia, including Michael Jordan's jersey. We had a brief introduction to NBA 2K Community Day from Ronnie 2K and the crew, and 100 plus creators from all around the world started to take their places getting ready to try out 2K25. First look at Wembanyama, Mikal Bridges, Shane Face, New Place, Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu, Angel Reese. My lock for MVP this year, Aja Wilson, and let's get into the 2K gameplay. So obviously I'm going to start with Caitlin Clark, diamond it out to Aaliyah Boston, who is going to finish over nicely. Got Sabrina Ionescu of the New York Liberty step back 3 money shot. And how about some 360 views of the venue itself? Honestly, the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame is one of the most surreal places I've ever been in. Obviously, this time it featured the 2K setup with the 360 cam and the My Team player cards. This is the evolution of the basket that we've come to know today, which was so fascinating. Here I'm testing my build for the first time. As a novice player, I used to learn 2K mode to develop some handles, which I am showcasing in this following clip with Tyrese Maxey. And as you can see, he's got Jalen Brunson on skates. Bye! This time I'm using Victor Wembanyama just to see how big he is. He is huge, man. Skirt! Using the 360 cam. Good fun. Can't see the camera. Is what it is. Oh, look, the Basketball Hall of Fame logo. And what's that in the middle? Is that me on a 2K25 cover and a My Player card? So when Kobe Bryant was inducted into the Hall of Fame, they created this, homage to his legacy. I don't really want to speak too much over it, but I wanted to show every single part of it for you guys to enjoy. After I spent some time at the Kobe area, I had a look around the upper floors. Is this guy going to make the shot? No way. So I spent a lot of time having a look at all the exhibits. Obviously, you just saw a Shaquille O'Neal jersey. You've got Anthony Davis's Kentucky jersey, David Robson's Spurs jersey. This room is honestly sick. It's just got so many highlights from the best basketball players in the world. You've got all these cool jerseys. I'm going back to my guy Pau Gasol, Kobe's 5 championship rings. So I wanted to get back in the lab, use Caitlin Clark, a left-hander. Look at that celebration. The top floor was much more interactive, and as you can see here, you get to see how you stand up against these big players. And my goat Candace Parker, I'm nowhere near her height. I knew googling how to spin a basketball would come in handy, so let's go. 2008 championship winning hardwood, and then this was the Celtics vault that is new for this year. As a Lakers fan, I really hoped I wasn't going to get trapped in there, but it was actually quite a good exhibit. And I actually really like the way they put the whole exhibit together, from the heritage to the legends to the truth that is Paul Pierce, the big 3 that featured, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce again, and Ray Allen. As well as, honing in on the new era of, JT, KP, Jaylen Brown. And then in the centre, you've got the biggest legends of them all. So that was Community Day, but the day was far from over, and so was the week. So we went out for some lunch, this nice fancy road where I almost got knocked over by filming. And we ended up at this barbecue place. The food was great, there was loads of it, but there was also this live act and people would move away. And then that got us in the mood. We wanted to go for some karaoke, but alas, we couldn't find it in the casino, so we ended up at a sports bar instead. Honestly, these people were some of the best people I've ever been on a trip with, but the karaoke was missing, so here you go.
You out the group, Jermaine. You out the group. Jermaine's out.
So after letting my ears recover from that scene, we travelled to Connecticut to go to a WNBA game. But first we had to eat, and we went to the Michael Jordan Steakhouse, and it was actually so good. I didn't actually film anything inside it, but the exterior was exquisite. Just have a look at that. Well, it turns out I did film inside it, and it's just sports bar heaven. So this WNBA arena was in the middle of a casino. Welcome to America, I guess. And we were seeing the Connecticut Sun versus the Chicago Sky. And as we was walking in, Alyssa Thomas was showing her gold medal that she won for Team USA at the Olympic Games. So here's some gameplay now. Look at that feed to Kennedy Carter. She's not my favourite, but the feed was good and the finish was good nonetheless. So the 3-ball was rocking as well, especially from the Connecticut side. Camila Cardoso knocking down a free throw. Chase! Look at this move! And the finish by Cardoso again. Marina Mabrey was knocking them down with ease throughout the entire game and was by far the standout performer. I just love it when defense comes into play. Look at that. Dejanay Carrington, nice. Give and go. I was obviously there to see Angel Reese, and she went scoreless in the first half, so hopefully she gets it going in the second, and that she does right on cue. And she would finish the game with 20 plus points, 20 plus rebounds for the second consecutive game. But this was by far my favourite play of the night. So obviously she's coming in, going against the gold medalist Alyssa Thomas. Fights in the paint, gets her own rebound, makes the shot, and then does the too small. Her historic night wasn't enough to prevent the upset though. And just like that, the 2K trip was over. So I flew from Bradley Airport to Washington Dulles again. Is that how you say it? Anyway, this was the tiniest plane I've ever seen or been on in my entire life. Quick departure board to check when my second flight is going from Washington to London Heathrow. Fortunately, I was on a night flight, so I got to see the sunset in the States, and then after a little sleep to see the sun rise back in London again. These views are just insane and do not do it justice at all. But we were early, so we had to fly around London for a little while, and I didn't mind that at all because you got to see the sunrise even more and just take in the London skyline from the air. It was simply incredible. I just remember being so reflective in this moment, and to see buildings, you know, like the Walkie-Talkie, the Shard, from thousands and thousands of feet up in the air was really humbling. And just made me really appreciative. I'll quickly get off my flight, had a chauffeur on the way home, and my trip ended with a 2K advert.